Check. Okay, now there we go. They can hear us now.
All right, bet.
All right. Well, hey, here we are again. Welcome to the neighborhood. It's your main Fontaine. We got Mega the Feelings Wrecker.
Oh, boy.
And Dr. Phil to make you feel better when Mega wreck your feelings.
Because he gonna wreck something tonight.
Oh, yeah. Today is going to be hurtful. It's going to be painful.
Oh,
Here
man.
in Bikes in the Hood podcast. But we already been kind of posting and chopping it up already, but Mecca got a pet peeve. I mean, I'm sure it's a pet peeve for everybody, but the tough guy syndrome, and when people get their patches, how they change overnight. Mm-hmm. I mean, I ain't gonna say it really happens at the time. A lot of times they be giddy like a child. You know what I'm saying?
The first time.
I'm talking about when they first get them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they be giddy like a child. You know, you got to get all them congratulations and kudos and likes and shit. You know what I'm saying? On your little Instagrams and Facebooks. But in time, yeah. You, Shazam! Yeah,
Man.
as you say, you become Black Adam overnight.
Black Adam overnight.
So what's up?
It's man, the shit is toxic. You know what I mean? Because you can be the most humblest prospect in the nation, around the world. Everyone likes you. They're like, oh man, I like that guy. He's cool. All of a sudden, like you just said, first day you get it, you're like, oh man, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. A week later, you hit the motherfucking bike set, and it's like, yeah, fuck you. Don't talk to me no more. Nigga, who are you? Where'd you come from? Just last week, you was asking me, hey, you good, Mecca?
Who sent you?
Like, you good? And now it's like, I don't fucking know you.
Right.
But then, the moment you feel that your nuts is shrinking up, and that noose is getting tight around your motherfucking neck, you're like, bro, how do I address this? How do I handle the situation I got? You put yourself in a situation because you are not who you was before you got your fucking patch. Now you're a total different person. And ain't nobody trying to fuck with you. Now it's like, I'm bulletproof. You fuck with me, you gotta fuck with everybody. No, nigga, fucking with you.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
Because even before I came over to this side, I'm going to go back. Fuck it. It's like, the motherfucker was like I said, he was Joe Cool, man. And he would ask you, every time you see him, he ask you, you're good. You're good. And the moment he got his motherfucking patch, it was just like, you can't tell me nothing. You definitely can't tell me shit because I don't know you. And I used to know you, but now I'm that nigga. I got my patch now. Bruh, that's not how the game goes. Be who you are before you got your patch. Stay who you are while you got your patch. No one understands that concept for some reason. It's like a motherfucking cape around me, and I'm walking, and the fucking wind's just blowing to my shit automatically.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause you got to think some people don't tell them no different. You know, they think that's how it's supposed to go. Just like we were talking about with the prospecting thing. You know, if you following an idiot, this nigga think he think he Batman. Of course, you for sure think you Robin. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? Utility belt and all. I'm just saying.
The beam, the bow. Huh?
Man, I'm telling you, I think Robin had a motherfucking motorcycle too, didn't
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Okay. So that's all I'm saying. You know, it just need to be taught better. Because my thing is like this. You know, when you change like that, especially when you try to play the tough guy role.
Right.
Like, if you really wasn't a fighter beforehand, and you wasn't really like that thug beforehand, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that to yourself.
Right.
Because, yeah, maybe the club will have your back. Okay, depending on what club you in. Okay, because some niggas would be like, nigga, you on You motherfucking
You're all about yourself.
Oh, you finna fight who, nigga? Oh, yeah. Nigga, oh, hey, cuss you out for starting to,
Man.
Nigga, what you doing? You know, so I get that part, but let's just say on the side that they do back you up, okay? You still dragging all these niggas into a fight
something
that some of them probably ain't ready for,
Yeah.
or they don't want to lose what they got, but at the same time, they
They
can't.
gotta honor what they signed up for.
That's the thing. They have to honor what they signed up for, and you're not going to disrespect my patch. You know what I mean? Because some have that mentality. That's that's the shit I've been kind of raised on. That if you wearing the motherfucker, I'm not letting nobody disrespect it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everyone a lot of people run on that. So, but when the nigga who's wearing the patch is just out there getting clipped, that's
On a
where the problem is
regular.
at. And that's why I say, like, people have to humble themselves and they members, because there are all walks of life in every club. Just like some of the bigger clubs and clubs that think they really with the streets and with the shits, they got some motherfucking Oscar Myers, some weenies in that motherfucker. And then you got some clubs that's really not nothing, and not nothing, but are smaller in scale, but they got some real hitters in that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Because
Most
they don't,
definitely.
you know what I mean? Because they don't know any better. They just see the club. They know that's my cousin. He riding the club. I'm going to go ride with him.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, this is my boy over here. I went to school. I'm going to go ride with him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But in
absolutely.
reality, this nigga will dome you
Yeah, exactly.
from a distance. So that's all I'm saying. Like, people got to understand that part. And if you're really not that tough guy, don't go off of TV. People see that tough guy shit, and you see these bikers and whatnot, people scared of them. Like lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, here they come. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're going to get that one motherfucker who's a hunter, and it's going to knock your
Absolutely.
motherfucking head off.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and,
you're gonna,
and you know what? As you mentioned that, I think, speaking personally, there might be a few people that feel that way about me today. You know what I mean? And I think, as you said, there are some people, as I like to say, don't poke the sleeping grizzly.
Yeah, right.
You know
Hell
what I mean?
no.
And then when you stand up for what's right, and you're not willing to back down, and now they see another side of you.
Right.
Oh, his presidency went to his head.
Right.
Oh, he's barely been here 2 years, but I abide by the bylaws.
Right.
That's more important to me than anything else, because this is our infrastructure.
Right.
So when you come in, and I've seen a few people, and we talk about that, come in and I see them and I meet them, they so humble. And then they go and they get their patch, and it's like, damn, who's this gangster? Like, it's one thing I told a youngster yesterday. I said, man, what I love about growing up in the streets is a circle can always fit in a square.
Yes, sir.
But a square can't fit in a circle because the edge is going to poke holes in it.
Yep. Yep.
And he's like, well, what you mean by that? I said, listen, a square can't come to the hood to be gangster. But
Not
a
at
gangster
all.
can go hang out with the squares and be a square.
All day.
You see what I'm saying? And if it wasn't in you before you came, don't let the patch make you be somebody you're not.
Man.
It happens all the time.
Because if the club say, you know what, y'all got to go head up. We're gonna head up sanction. It's gonna be, oh yeah, I'm cool.
All the time.
You see what I'm saying?
All the
But when
time.
they know that it's gonna be a rat pack, or they know that it's gonna be the numbers gonna come large, or the title or the respect the club has out there,
Right.
I can poke my chest out. But see, they didn't get the respect by poking their chest out. They got the respect by handling situations when they came up accordingly.
All day.
So it's too many pranksters out here. I would say that.
And my thing is sometimes, like, I get it that some people don't know every club.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you do need to, I think, understand the clubs that will, I guess, either start shit
Right.
or finish shit.
Yeah.
I've had instances where I've gone out, to the set and whatnot. And I used to go out, like, a lot back younger. Now it's, it's sporadic or whatever.
Right.
So, but sometimes I'll go out there and I will see a new dude in a whole nother club. And, he might be a big brother, statue way bigger than me. I'm kind of tall, but he way out taller than my ass.
Right.
And they'll kind of use that aspect because of my size and because I got this patch. I'm that nigga. You know what I mean? I just kind of look at him and laugh like, boy, you just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I kind of let him have it, you know, and I still be like, oh, what's up, big boy? You know what I mean? I'm going to chop it up with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to try to break this mold or whatever mentality you think you got.
Yeah.
Because with me, it's going to not go good. Right. You know what I mean? And I don't do that to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, those who know me know I'm a pretty sociable individual. Right. Those who don't know me, they just see, oh, that nigga quiet. He look like this. He do. I mean, I've had people come tell my mama before, like, your son looks scary as fuck. Oh, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Because that's just me. You know what I mean? I get it from her. You know, and being a stoic individual when nothing moves you emotionally. That's kind of me. You know, so that's how it is. But on the set, like, a lot of these I was going to say motherfuckers, but I'm going to be cool. A lot of them need to just, you know, like, relax, you know. And if you know that wasn't you, if you were a joker and a clown, be that and keep being that when you came. If you was quiet and humble, be that as you come. You know what I mean? The patch is really supposed to make you a better person, not more of a more fucked up person. You know what I mean? You're an image of that patch. And which means if you are fucked, then everyone behind you is a fuck too.
Yep.
You know, and that's the part people got to grasp, you know. And like I said, it's not a fucking cape.
Right.
It don't make you bulletproof. It don't make a scary nigga shoot first.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either unless he just a real mental killer, and that's just him.
Yeah.
And the other aspects of it, those who ain't never shot a gun, and the scary nigga's gonna shoot first.
Absolutely.
Because it's perseverance and survival of the fittest type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people got to understand. Like, don't go up trying to just punk individuals just because you got the patch. Don't go off what you see on TV and all that mystique of what you think people are scared of bikers for.
Right.
If that's not you or your club or what they're known for, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because you're going to drag, when I say the Titanic, you're going to have niggas behind you like the band.
Playing it till it sings.
Playing the piano till it sings. Just looking at you like this nigga here, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, you know, sometimes, you know, a motherfucker feel like he's on, like, Gilligan's Island all by himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, not too many people fucking with you because you with that bullshit.
Yeah, that too.
You know what I mean? And that's shit that irritates me. It's like, dude, I know you. You're not that guy.
Right.
So why are you pretending to be somebody you're not?
Yeah.
It doesn't, you know, this shit here is supposed to be a brotherhood, you know what I mean? Where we can fucking come, chop it up, hang out, laugh, bullshit, all that big time tough guy shit.
You know, it's
save that shit, man.
See, it's funny that you say that because, again, me coming on the set, the people that I wanted to mingle with are people that was no nonsense but cool as fuck.
Right.
Because no nonsense people know that when I act a fool, I got people behind me that's gonna move too. Mm-hmm. And I got to be considerate of not taking all of us down because I'm gonna act a fool.
And that's it.
You see what I'm saying?
That's it.
The people who shucking and jiving don't understand that big picture. They don't get it. They won't get it because they never had the sense of, I'm not gonna say power, but I'll say of authority.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that for me, I think I'm a pretty humble, laid back guy. I like being that way. I mean, I come from a troubled past. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm living life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there are people out here that this is actually a real lifestyle.
Oh, yes, sir.
It will knock your head off because you're disrespecting their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And then there's some people that it's a hobby. So my people are like, you ride your bike every day. Well, what about when it rains? Well, if I wake up and it's raining, no. But if I'm out there and it's raining, I'm out there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm out there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sir.
In the minutes, it ain't no rain, but it's cloud. I'm out there.
I'm out there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's going to snow? I got some heated gloves. Where we going?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we talked a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Fuck it, we ride. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm in it for.
Right.
Because I want to hang with the people that it is a lifestyle for, because they're going to show you how to respect it.
Right.
They're going to show you how to stay in your lane.
Right.
President, sergeant at arms, whatever you are, just remember, they're going to show you how to stay in your lane. Because the picture you put up of the brother that was walking with Martin Luther King.
Oh, yeah, Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny. Yeah.
Bro, I love that. I saved it. Because that is a history right there that most will never, ever know. Which
Never.
means your particular entity is much bigger than the average person thinks.
Right.
And because they think so small, they stay petty.
Right.
See, petty people are small-minded.
Right.
So that's what I love about, especially about this topic, and then being here to talk to y'all and get the information.
Right.
Because I was on there, man, go watch it. Oh man, I missed it. Go watch it. It ain't like it disappeared. It's still there. Go watch it, bro. You're gonna learn something.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I think people need to understand. Learn so you can stay in your lane. Not you was a nobody. It's like most of the police officers was small people. Now that they're police officers, they bullies.
Oh
Right.
yeah, hands
And
down.
this is the same
Yeah,
concept.
same
Same
concept. Yeah.
It's the same fucking concept.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand, like, you gonna still get the same respect
Yeah.
if you just be yourself. Like, there's a lot of individuals on the set who I know are humble as pie. You was humble when you came in here. You humble now as the president. I ain't gonna put them on blast.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they are presidents on the set of smaller clubs
Right.
who, to me, I give the utmost respect to when I see them. You know what I mean? Because they do it back. Now, why they do it, hopefully it's just because you think I'm cool too, and not
Right.
because you are nervous of the repercussions if something goes bad. You know what I mean? Because if I got a problem with you, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to come tell you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or if we have an issue or something like that, you'll know it from the start. But other than that, like that whole, like I said, the whole bullying tactic and letting that patch change you for the better. Now, if you put the patch on and you start giving out Twinkies and cupcakes, you are my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I got some hostess on the bike, dog.
Bruh. But see, they don't do that.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? It
yeah.
all of a sudden turns you into this super whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that people just don't like. And even with the females to a certain extent. All right? I'm going to touch on that because I've seen that explode in my face where as either just joining or on the outside, they quiet as a church mouse.
Right.
And soon as they get a patch, okay, I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. Like I'm talking about levels, like a hierarchy per se, or you know what I'm saying. But they automatically think, oh, I can talk to this nigga like he dog shit because we both wear a patch, and that's not the game.
Not at all.
At all.
At
Not
all.
at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there are motorcycle clubs that respect social clubs and vice versa, and auxiliary clubs and just female clubs, period, whatever respect they're under. But the disrespect part just won't and can't, you know what I mean? Just like it'll kind of never fly. And at the same time, you have some out here that will Sanford and Son your motherfucking ass.
Man.
Okay, they will run one across your lips so fast. Okay? And not only does the patch not give you superpowers or make you bulletproof, it don't give you a helmet with a face mask.
Not at all.
Right,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? It won't protect none of this.
Not at all.
Knock your eyelashes smooth off.
Man.
So that's why I say, like, the respect and all that goes across the board with the females, with the men, and all that. Because, you know, they have female prospects, too. You know, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
they got to understand, like, just because now you have a patch, don't mean go start talking shit to whether it be a prospect in another club or your club or someone who hasn't been on the set as long as you. Because sometimes they'll think that means something. Like your tenure means something. And it don't. You know, we still kind of on an equal playing field.
Of course.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it comes to the respect game, you know.
Like you said, you know, it's a, you know, it's for me, it's just be who you are
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Everything else you can, whatever else you got on, whatever else you're thinking about and was on your mind. You came in that club, whatever club that you chose you want to be in. It does not take away from you being who you are. Just because you put that fucking patch on. Just remain and keep asking questions. Because the moment you get it, you stop asking questions. You don't participate. You hardly come around now. And it's like, fuck it. I'm good now, so I don't have to do what I did before because now I'm a full patch member.
Fuck it, I'm gonna get into the emotional side, not the psychological side. What if they wasn't shit beforehand? You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, this has changed them in a different light. Like, let's see what I was thinking of. Like prior to being in this bike shit, like you had no authority in life, you had no real social life per se. And now you come over here and you just don't know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? That's your only one way of dealing with it. Because that's what you was taught. Yeah.
Yeah. But then also too, like me and Phil was talking downstairs, when you have that, and of course you know you can relate too, when you have that hood pedigree, and you take that to the bike set, but you leave the hood shit where it is. Where I'm from, I was taught you don't talk.
Right.
That's just what it is. So you sit there and you just listen and then you observe.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like most of the times, once they cross over, it's like fucking, like the pearly gates have opened and I reached my pinnacle and everything is good now. So now, can't no one tell me shit. Nobody. Yeah. And that's the shit that irritates my soul because when you know that you did it the right way and that person is just being a dick because he can and really trying to be somebody he's not because I am a full patch member now.
Right.
That doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
I mean, for some, it might be a security blanket.
Well, fuck. How much security you need? Shit.
It's a security blanket. It's to keep you niggas up off me. For act tough, it'll keep you niggas up off me, homie. No, yeah. That's the only thing I can think of. You know what I mean? It's a mechanism. You know what I mean? Because again, prior to this, you were nothing. So now you come in.
And you are somebody.
Yeah, you see how he acts. You think, oh, well, you see the reaction he gets that someone else gets who maybe really like that. So it's like, well, damn, let me take on that for a little while. You know what I'm saying? See how that works. Then you see someone else. He might be a little pimp over here. You know what I mean? Let me go try to act like him and see how that reacts.
A little pimp MC.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Then when that shit don't work,
oh, well, then you
you're
mad.
getting your
But it's either, you know what I'm saying? It's either be mad or get punched on. I don't know. Fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's I see it. Because I can stand around and observe. You know what I mean? And then the people who are, let me just say, well-structured. These are guys that has it in them, but they're not trying to display that.
Right.
Use an example. We went to an event last weekend before last. It was a few event, right? And me and one of my boys parked somewhere. And when a few came to tell us to park, they wasn't on rah-rah. I was like, hey, man, you can't park right here, but just go ahead and park right inside there. Mm-hmm. It was humbling. It was just the response, the whole conversation, right? I don't want to say his name because I don't want to do to get big-headed on me. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I was like, my boy was like, hey, we ain't got no problem, right? I'm like, nah, man, we good, man. He like, okay, yeah, but we can't park here, right? I'm like, yeah, we can park right here, bro. We good.
Yeah.
Right? But that was his first experience on the set with somebody saying something you can't do, and the way it was handled.
Presented to him, right.
Was respectfully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now his antennas is up. It's like, it's cool to park here. You know what I'm saying? That's how you learn. Now, he's been a member for a minute now, but he's new. And when the person comes, when your mama yell at you, we tune her out.
Yeah.
When she tell you to go get them 3 switches, we tune back in.
You better get them 3
You
switches.
see what I'm saying? But she didn't always have to tell you, go get them. She'd be like, do I need to get a switch?
Right. And then you act right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing. A person shouldn't have to always come and check you so viciously for you to get it. And when you come in as a patched in member and you walk up and you say, hey, ain't no parking right here, man. It's like, damn, bro.
Right.
Matter of fact, let's roll. We don't need to be here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, when you on the set, it's about the set. It ain't about a particular club. It's about the set.
Mm-hmm.
Which means if you're an MC, you should feel comfortable being on the set.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Or you should change that M to an S.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about how you handle it once you get your patch. And coming in, a lot of people's like, don't get your patch and change. Don't get your patch and change. Right? And so those same people like, respect, dog. I'm like, what? You still the same. And I'm like, I don't know how to change. I'm too fucking old to change, first of all.
Right.
At least wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just think that it's the structure that we fall up under.
Right.
It's the leadership. I think leadership should correct people who are overbearingly
Oh yeah.
tough.
Aggressive, yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
bro, tone it down a bit.
Right.
Because, there's a person in a gang, and they beat him up and kick him off the gang. Then he go join the enemy gang. He come back and kill 4 or 5 of them.
Because, yeah.
It was in him before he left, y'all.
Mhm.
Y'all just didn't, because you was too busy being tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when it comes down to this, and I notice my humbleness, it's always a mutual respect with people. I've been places by myself
Right.
and saw some of the clubs that people be like, oh, God, let's go. And I'm
Right.
just like, man, I'm finna get my gas.
Right.
How you doing, bro? Sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the next time, like, damn, that's the same dude. How you doing, bro?
I can
Right.
speak to you.
What's up, man?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Respect.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put that patch on and you think you're going to take respect, respect is earned.
Right.
The patch don't make you a respectable individual.
Right.
That means they respect that club.
Mm-hmm.
The dudes who paved the way before you.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing you could do is take it to another level. And depending on how you do it, it can be a black eye on the set, or it can be a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because there's really not much for you to do.
Right.
It has already been laid out. All you have to do is go ride your bike and fucking enjoy this lifestyle.
That's it.
That's it.
They don't get it.
That's it.
Nah, most people won't get that. And when you, I have to say, depending on which club it is and which president it is, which vice president it is, which mentor it is, which national it is, it depends on how you get away with stuff. Because when a national is still out there or a president is still out there, their ears to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
People come talk. You know what I mean? And when people talk like, hey, man, your boy Doc, man, you need to have a conversation with him. You hear it instead of going to have a conversation with Doc. You go in the back scenes and you talking some other stuff. I ain't even thinking about Doc. Like, go pull his coattail so he can do it better.
And that's what don't happen. A lot of times someone will get flipped over, and when they see him acting out, they'll take it as a stripe or a brag. You know what I mean? Like it's something to brag about,
Right.
Because you got this wild member,
Right,
and that
right.
don't always work in your favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wild, but he gonna send you niggas up the river.
Absolutely.
Kendrick Dunn says some folks put the patch on to live out their fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
They live in their dream. Yeah, you right about that.
Yeah.
You right about motherfucking that, because I done
That's a
seen
fantasy,
some
boy.
niggas, boy. They come out here, they on fantasy island like a motherfucker.
Man.
I'm telling you. Like we was talking earlier. I asked some brothers, I'm trying to tell you. They think they riding with the glory stompers or the
Man.
black angels.
Hey, man. It's In fact, Pimpin' Ken, he say, man, learn your brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That should be your number one goal.
Yeah.
It should be your number one goal.
But it also should be taught to a person coming in, or said to, because you hear brotherhood. You know how many people running around here from dysfunctional homes looking for a brotherhood, looking for a family,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't know that they was the dysfunctional one.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And you have to learn everybody, and then you begin to adjust, and you treat people accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then shit, you end up with dysfunctional members who could be a headache. You know, there's nothing worse than putting out fires for somebody all the time.
And that shit gets old, man. Putting out fires.
Yeah.
That shit gets old.
You know, like you said, most real individuals know another real individual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's that boy say? The sharp one. He said, he was talking to Kelpie on one of his little podcasts, right? And he was talking about the little pimping thing. That motherfucker sharp one said, "Oh, I can smell it. I just can't smell it on you." You know what I'm saying?
With that one.
Yeah. So
Straightforward.
that's the concept when it comes to this.
Yeah.
There's some real individuals out here and whatnot. And like I said, with myself, with you, with Mech, we can smell it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not on everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I say everybody, it's not on everybody. Okay?
You smell something, but it ain't that.
It's just not that. It's just not that. And that's the part, like, don't get your people, you know, in your club just caught up with no nonsense. Be yourself, because I promise you, somebody gonna check you one time.
Yeah.
And it might not even be on the set. You
No,
could be at a
I was thinking the
gas
same
station.
shit, yeah.
You could be at a gas station.
Like, I remember you, motherfucker. You that nigga talking about
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
Oh, man, you know, I was just playing, man. You know, my bad, brother.
Yeah.
No.
You know who would have been a good person that should have been here too tonight? OG Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Reason why I say that is because when I seen him at another one of y'all events, we were talking, and how he talked about how it was back then.
Right.
You know, for us, you can come in and say, okay, these are the rules, this is the policy, this is procedures,
Right.
this is what I'm sticking to.
Right.
But people who's been here 20 years, 30 years before you, then done it so much, so long, they know them, but they don't exercise them. And then it kind of gives a person who don't know it free reign to figure this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And they never figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
They just start doing it their way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I think that's what makes a person feel like I'm bigger than now that I got my patch.
To speak on that part, I think like the reason why Pee Wee spoke like that, like with you and whatnot, is because like in our club, it's a little different, right? Especially back then and in Pee Wee's time and stuff like that. We had an OG, rest in peace, by the name of Death Tripper. And when I joined the club and whatnot, he used to sit and tell me some of our stuff was Masonic in nature.
Right.
Which means we ain't supposed to tell everybody every fucking thing.
Right.
Even though we got loose lips, you know, sink ships and whatever else. But at this stage. But that was the concept. And it should be the concept with really almost any club.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. But I think that's why he kind of didn't really get indignant with it, right? Because when we had 100 in A Street, he had no problem.
Right.
Getting in your ass.
Yeah.
And setting you righteous. You know what I mean? Same with the mother OGs. All the way down the line. They had no problem sitting you down or cussing you out just on the spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you were doing something wrong or something like that. They had no problem doing it. So I think that was the difference. And right now, like we talked about earlier about new clubs, and they break away from one club, you start another one, you really didn't know the rules before and all that other shit. When this happens, how do you really tell your new member or prospect not to change when he turns?
Right.
When he sees a group of prospects humble as fuck and a group of members wild as hell.
Right.
And ain't nobody telling them nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He thinks at this point, I got to fit in.
Yeah.
I got to fit in. So that's why I say, you know what I mean, like, they have to be not only just be yourself, but those who bring you in there need to tell you be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and push this nigga over the edge like, nigga, we need you to be the tough nigga and whoop. And what if the nigga can't swim? Oh, you push him in the pool.
Yeah.
Because he going to drown.
Yeah.
That's all, you know what I mean? That's really what I'm getting at. You don't know if everyone in this bitch can swim like that. You just all of a sudden assume. You like, put these motherfucking swimming trunks on, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Jump in the
saying?
deep part.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. And you know, but we talked about again when we talked on the show, I'm doing prospecting. You know what I'm saying? Who your mentor is. You know, a good question is, do they still exist? I know in some places, but the majority, I don't think they do, because it's prospect, got your patch. You know what I mean? And then it's like, and that's why I brought up Pee Wee's time, knowing when Pee Wee got in your ass, you sat there and you shut the fuck up, because the consequences were severe.
Yeah, back then it was totally different than how it is
Right.
now.
So today you can curse out your president. It's all right.
Oh, sure.
I ain't
Not
doing
you,
that.
man. I'm just saying. You know.
Real joke around and shit, but nigga, when it gets serious, I ain't.
Yeah,
going
exactly.
down that
That's what I'm
motherfucker
saying.
road.
You know,
And-
and it depends on the club.
It really does, because every level, you know, is a difference. I've seen niggas get mollywopped for cussing out their president. You know, especially over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get touched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but again, that comes from the grooming process of bringing them in there. And why at any point would you want to cuss out your president?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's number one. And why would the president give his member a reason to have him cussed out?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what is the president doing where this member really got to come out his whole motherfucking skin to disrespect you like that? I'm sure it's not just unwarranted.
Well, you know, just remember we talked about how the past changed people for the wrong, and I think this. I don't think the past changed people for the wrong. I think they was wrong before they came.
Right. It just give you the key to open up.
You know what I'm saying? It's the honeymoon stages.
But it's like, just like you was talking earlier, like you said with the prospects. And that's why I said, when I get mine, be yourself.
Yeah.
From day one.
Yeah.
So I know when I turn you what I'm getting. If
Yeah.
your behavior and all that shit's fucked beforehand as a prospect, I'm going to curb it as we're going.
Right,
As we move
right.
along.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's another aspect. When people get these dudes in your club, let them be themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That way you can judge them. And if your rules are like, you can't drink, you can't do this, you can't do A, B, and C, you can't take a shit. I don't know. Okay.
Don't wipe your ass, don't
That's your
shower.
rules. Yeah, that's your get down. Now you are subject to get what you get.
Yeah.
But my thing is, come as you like this is Jesus Christ.
Right.
Come as you are.
Yeah.
And then let me be the judge of whether you're going to make it or not
Right.
in this thing. Are you going to be, you know what I mean? And that's what needs to happen. Don't come in here. See, people want to come in here and act like sometimes it's the military, and they ain't never been in it.
Right. Right.
You ain't even been in the motherfucker, man. You ain't even been in Boy Scouts.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Only type of order, anything you had in your life of following any rules was the Twin Towers. And that, okay? And now you want to act like, look, man. Look,
Keep your left shoulder on that motherfucking wall.
Yeah.
Look, I'm saying, and you better not cuss out John Wayne. We're going to really
Shit.
cut the life out you.
Man.
Look.
That's like therapy your ass. Yeah.
Look.
No, that's real shit.
I say it all the time. I say it usually a lot of times. I tell people, like, if they've never been in either the military, something like that, or any type of real organized sport, you'll never understand, like, really taking rules and assignments,
Right.
whether you like it or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it don't work. You know what I mean? That's why you have some clubs that kind of fall apart and whatever. Some catch on. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, this is how the game goes. Cool, I'm cool with it. But those that are real rebellious in that life, like, you're not going to make it. And I tell people all the time, like I said, Twin Towers don't count. Taking rules in there don't count.
No.
That, you know what I mean? Like, I always be like, nigga, you don't listen. Yeah, listen, nigga.
Get your ass up, nigga.
I've been in jail before. Nigga, that don't count.
That don't count at all.
Yeah, I ain't got no taser.
Yeah.
I ain't got no mace for you. That shit don't count.
Right.
So that's all I'm getting at, So people need to understand that part. Just be yourself. Don't let that patch change you because you are dragging down everybody who wear it.
Absolutely.
Especially if you get into a fight.
And you can't chunk them.
Yeah.
That's gonna really be a problem.
Yeah. And if you can't chunk them, and let's say you can chunk them. Let's say you really can, but that's not really you.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And let's, okay, I'm going to go back to the not chunking. Let's say you can't chunk them. You just out there running your mouth. Let's say it don't go down that night. You know what I mean? The club you get into it with. What if you got a gang of club brothers? All you got to do is make a call. You know what? We into it with these niggas right here for whatever reason.
Right.
Now you just drag down everybody.
Yep.
And what do? Now you don't want to come outside no more because it's really not you.
Yep.
It's really not you. But you heard. Now you got these phone calls calling, my nigga, what'd you do last night?
Yeah.
What'd you do with the DTs last night? Nigga, it's all you know what I'm saying. Whoop-dee-whoop-dee-woo. My phone was going off at 7-something in the morning. Now we all can't go out no more.
Right.
Bruh.
Man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we all can't go out no more. Cause of you.
Yeah. You fucking up the game.
Mecca.
Oh man.
I can't go out no more. Cause you slapped the nigga popcorn out his hand.
Oh man, that's a cold game, bro. Shit is sad, dog.
Something you said though, which is really because I was like, okay, solutions. Be yourself. You know, but even when people I think will be themselves, there's some clubs that just want members, man.
Oh,
They just want members. You can be yourself. You can be the goody two-shoe. You can be on the honeymoon stage, or you can be the asshole.
numbers.
I had a dude tell me when they called me about a member that left our club and went somewhere else. Said, "Oh yeah, I know how he act. I know how to control him." Bro, the only way you're gonna control somebody is if you present in the right structure and they're gonna respect the structure you present or fear. That's it.
Yep.
A few months later, oh yeah, you got a few strikes. We don't know if you're gonna be here long. Oh, but you can control it. That's what you told me 6 months ago.
Right.
But bro, that's y'all problem. He not over here no more.
Right.
So it's nothing for me to discuss with you about that because, well, man, you should have. No, I should not have told you. You asked me about his standings.
Yeah.
I gave you about his standings.
Yeah. That's on you.
You got to vet the guy. You know what I mean? So I just think that when people, like when we first did the show, we talked about a situation with Mecca putting somebody tire on flat. In my head, I'm like, damn, that's harsh as fuck. But when I chewed on it later, structure is harsh.
It really is.
It's harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once you got it, see, and that's the thing. I'm not going to do nothing to disrespect my patch. So I don't need a restructuring. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that need restructuring that never get them.
Right.
Because they never given structure. Because the person they fell up under had no structure. And the person before him or her never even knew what the bylaws, what do that mean? What is that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And if you don't pay attention to that stuff, if you don't hold yourself accountable first, how can you hold anybody else responsible?
Right.
But there's like how much is a person really going to absorb? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you touched on earlier about the TV facade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most motherfuckers think that, you know, that's just how it is in the bike world from the TV aspect of it.
Yeah, that's their Bible.
Whoever got that shit and they run with it, and it's the same motherfucker you see on Instagram, Facebook, and will put, I'm riding to the market. I'm riding to get gas.
This nigga said the market.
I just rode and got me a hamburger. You know what I mean? I've been riding everywhere. But everything you're posting up is shit that you're doing on your bike by yourself.
And it's on your own time.
Your own time. I don't give a fuck about you going to the market, buying a hamburger, getting some French fries.
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit. What does that have to do with anything that's related to biking?
Right.
I don't understand it.
A whole lot of people ride bikes that's not on the set.
Well, and that's true too. And that's the thing. That doesn't change you being a biker, whether you're on the set or not. thing is, like I said, letting that patch change you, because a real biker just gonna be a biker. Patch, no patch, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You can catch this nigga at a regular bar. If you fuck with him, understand he gonna turn that whole bar inside out by himself.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you got that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, if that's really him, but at the same time, he humble as fuck. He opening the door for old ladies. He carrying groceries. He stopping in the middle of the street, putting his kickstand down. Like, that's the difference. Like you say with the TV thing. You know, those that want to go by the TV thing. If you want to follow the TV thing so bad, the Sons of Anarchy and Jax, you better come out like Jax. Next time I see you, you better have them little training wheels on your motherfucking bike. Everybody see them training wheels on Jax. He don't ride no motherfucking motorcycle.
Yeah.
Nigga, what? What?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better come out there with them training wheels too then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the concept. Right here, Honeybee says, some people think they will always have the backing and support of their club, no matter what their actions, and that's the reason they do the things they do. You're motherfucking right about that too. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that one of my one of my national presidents said. I ain't gonna pinpoint him. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna blast him out there. But one thing he said, and it was years ago, and it made sense. He said, if you start some shit, I'm not coming to save you. And it registered with me quick as fuck. Because it's like, why are you out there starting shit?
Right.
We get it if they fuck with you, nigga. We are coming to shut this motherfucker down.
Right.
I mean, you know, as best we can, or we're coming to figure out what the problem is and we're gonna rectify it. But at the same time, why are you starting shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why are you making us get out of bed for your fuck shit because you mad for the smallest fucking reason, or for a reason unknown to us as a whole, or there's something that's not gonna affect us really. You know what I mean? So like I said, I understood that 1,000%, and that's kind of my mentality to this day. Like, don't be out there starting no shit. They fuck with you, yeah, we coming.
Right.
That's guaranteed. You know what I mean? I don't let nobody fuck with me, my kid, none of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even when it came to my kids and they was young, I used to tell them all the time, you better not be out there doing no dumb shit. If they got something, you call me. Let me come.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get their daddy. Yeah. And me and his daddy gonna fight in the street and fix it like that. And that way I just go from there. If you can't control your kids, I'm coming to get you. Right. Figure it out. You know? But other than that, like, out here is different. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be out here with the extras, especially, like I said, if that's not you. You know? Because it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
You know? I've seen motherfuckers who don't know no better, you know, in the sport bike scene, just pulling up in the parking lot. You want to be tough one day, you not knowing it's going to backfire on you. You coming in here to go, bro, he coming in there to come eat with his wife and kid. He pull up, bikers are in there. Some of the dudes you have a problem with run right up on you and your wife and your kid. And now what do? Yeah, I mean, but you was the tough nigga earlier. You was the bully a couple weeks ago when you had umpteen amount of members with you, and these cats was kind of by themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say, like, you got to watch all that, because it will come back and backfire.
And you will be out there by yourself and be seen.
That's why it is, be yourself.
Yeah, you're going to get tested.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I done seen niggas in some of the bigger, most dominant clubs get tipped, get put to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just go on YouTube. Quickest knockouts on boxing. Go to quickest knockouts. You see some of the bam, 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 getting slapped. You see where the two Hispanic dudes get into a fight in the parking lot, and the little short dude's like, back up, back up. The tougher, you know, the taller dude, you know, he essayed out. He like, He kept coming at him. Took his shirt off and everything. Oh, okay, bam, bam. Good night. Sleep tight, my nigga.
Sleep.
Yeah. Nigga, you was out there like you was in a Sealy Posturepedic. Nigga, just
Oh, man, not a Sealy Posturepedic.
counting sheep, nigga, in the middle of the parking lot.
Man.
Yeah, you was in there like count, nigga. The count, nigga. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, man.
Nigga,
Man. And you see it all the time. I mean, and again, again, if it's you normally.
Right.
That's one thing, because that's just your demeanor. If it's you.
True.
Right.
But if it's not you, and you are a real rider, you're going to be seen out there by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if you're going to meet.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're going to see you. And then what do? Because see, it's nothing worse to play tough because I got numbers.
Right.
And then play soft. Well, man, no. What I meant was, no, bro. What you meant was just what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then they'll come back and say they jumped me.
That's it. But and then some won't even get that conversation. They'll just remember that from last time. Be like, remember me, homie?
Yeah.
And as soon as you get to, wait, hold on, Bill.
Look, you know,
It's all in popping, nigga. Yeah, that's when you be hiding there with the counter. You be acting with the cash register, like
Man.
you be with the clerk, like you stand behind the clerk like a shield.
Hey, I'm trying to.
Shit.
You have to be mindful because war is definitely an art. Tough
Yeah.
man is just an act.
Yeah.
Even if it's you, because you can change that was it persona of yourself.
Hey.
You know what I mean? But war is real. It's been around since Adam what's his name? The two brothers who killed each other.
Yeah.
Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Cain and Abel.
That was a war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's real.
Yeah.
And some people, you know what, bro? I'm gonna bow down today, but I'm gonna see you again, cause you always out there by yourself. And then what you gonna do?
Hey, once again, that's that.
And if they
that's that
smart,
facade.
they gonna nub you up and then call you. Hey man, listen, I just saw your boy. It was a head up fade. I put him down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was 101.
Right.
He gonna come back. Whoa, nah, man, they just called us already.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got knocked out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Did our patch touch the ground? We need that, man.
All day. All day. Sometimes
what I mean?
it might get took before it touched the ground.
Right. You know what I mean?
So we heard
it's-
what happened. Nigga, give me that.
Yeah, just remember, it's gonna come back, man.
Yeah.
And you may not be with the guys that's gonna jump up and fight because you fight. Listen, man, the more numbers you have, the more cowards you have.
Very
Something
much so.
understood.
Very much so.
You know what I mean?
Very much
you know,
so.
And so you may be with the group that's like player type.
Yeah.
Man, we not. Man, look, we out here because this is a hobby. We
Yeah,
enjoy it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
like
Right,
the colors. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You gonna have to take that fate on your own.
Yeah, but they would disrobe that motherfucker quick as hell. So shit get, oh, you want what? Hold on, my nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm finna go home. Nigga,
Man,
I'm fucked
nah,
up.
man, I
We
got
ain't doing
kids.
none of that.
You know, so
Yeah.
you know, I just think like, if it wasn't in you back when before you put your patch on. Don't let the patch make you, because if you wasn't a man before the patch, you're not a man with the patch.
You
Not
just
at
a
all.
member.
That's it.
Not at all.
You just a member,
Male
my dude.
member.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, and like I said, I prefer to be humble. You know, because you know people play their hand when they're dealing with humble people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then tough guys make a scary person or a humble person say,
Nigga,
okay,
get off.
I know the length I'm finna go to, so when he walk over here,
Nigga, I'm finna get
he's
off.
really coming to, nigga, and you said, and woo woo, and you like, I'm finna go and give it to him.
Yeah. All
You know what I
day.
mean? So, you know, be mindful of who you dealing with out there because, like you said, because they're in a smaller club or a club that may be family or whatever it is, that don't mean them dudes don't have killing in them.
Bruh.
You know.
Not at all. Not at all.
So,
Yeah, just like Kendrick Dunn said, I tell a tough guy in a minute, you got it, bro. You the man. They give him the drum roll with a pink out of tuck tail. Yeah. Yeah, real quick. Yeah, and that's why I sit there and say, like, with old boy, you play super tough before. Now this dude done caught you with your wife and your child. You trying to go eat you some Olive Garden. Oh, no, not today.
all right,
Not today. Olive what?
man.
No.
Matter of fact, bro, get up out of here.
Yeah, and that's basically what it was. So, you know, that's all I'm getting at it. You know, you get out there, it'd be like Will Smith, drum roll, please, and all them
And you know
sounds is
what?
getting touched.
That was putting it nice. Get up
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Because there's some people don't give a shit about your kids and your wife.
Yeah,
man.
and lit that motherfucker up.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
supposed to be hands off.
Yeah.
But
You know,
nah.
But it's supposed to be.
Supposed
but
to be, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but I'm just saying, a lot of these dudes, we talking about the guys that can get ignorant.
yeah, and that's
Because when
probably why
anger
they
kick
told.
in, bro. You don't. All you see is slumped bodies in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All you see is you envision yourself harming this person.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets in between of your punches or your hot rocks?
hmm
Shit is casualties at war.
And you got to think, maybe that's not to cut you off, but that's probably why they let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, probably so. The only reason.
Yeah, because they like I said, they said what I heard, they was leaning all in the car. Like, homie. Yeah, you lucky.
He probably so
shitting on himself. He's like, you know what, we can fuck Olive Garden. Let's hit this McDonald's and
You know what?
I gotta change my shit.
Yeah, I get back. But honey, you know what the wife told me?
Yeah.
You turning that motherfucking patch in.
All day. All day. You know, his biking career was over. That nigga bike was on offer up the next day.
See what I'm saying? So, come on, man. Just, enjoy this shit. I mean, and it's not to say to be a punk, man, but listen, man, you don't have to win every argument, man.
You don't. And the thing is, like I said earlier, especially out here, I'm going to find this picture and I'm going to post it. It's a picture somebody painted back in the day. And it was actually a picture of the halfway run. Okay. But in the picture, they basically painted all these different patches on different people. It's a dope-ass picture. It's old school, whatever. I'm going to find it. Somebody probably got it.
Yeah, you be coming up with some old school shit, man.
I do. I be trying to. Let me tell you something, man. It's funny because when I got into this biking thing, like the partying, I did that as soon as I first got in. I was out like literally 5 nights a week. But that was like I said back in the day when they had the House of Colors and all the other shit. And Second to None was on 47th in Vermont. And I'm talking, what was that? Angels of Mercy had a clubhouse on fucking Florence back in the day. Like it was just, it was a different vibe and time back then. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was more of a partying scene. So that's really what I did. But then once I got into the presidencies and all that part and holding seats, it kind of changed.
Right.
You know what I mean? I started meeting people. On, like, I guess you want to say the other side or the white side and whatnot. And that's where it really changed for me. Because my thing was like, well, fuck it. If I'm doing it, I might as well know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't mean just on the black side. I meant across the board.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and that's just kind of where it went to. You know what I mean? And my time frame on this bike shit, I've been a president or vice president for over a decade. So I've had to be in the political scene of it, you know what I mean, for the majority of the time. So I just indulged in all of it. You know what I mean? So when it comes to like the history and certain shit, when it comes to my area, I'm going to do the history on everybody I can think of in my area, in my time frame. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it don't matter whether it's the black, white, Hispanic. I kind of know majority of, you know what I mean, like the basic kind of stuff. Right. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, like I said, I just be looking for shit and saving it and putting it up. And some shit I get from my OGs that they've given me over the years. And I just hold on to it. Because you think they've been there since 59. A lot of them have a lot of stuff. You know, like when it comes to OG Mule, I have his original patch. You know, still in my house, you know, so.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's up to the person, man. Every individual knows much about their club as possible.
Right.
And again, this happened to me the first day after the rain, the sun came out. Last week, whenever it was, I was riding down the street, and I got to the light on Century and Western. I was crossing Century heading to Vermont. And a brother pulled up, and he was like, man, I like your bike, man. You know, he's like, what that say? You know, full throttle. I'm like, yeah. He's like, is that a new club? I said, nah, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
He's like, oh, it's not. I said, nah, man, we've been around like 29 years.
Right.
I'm able to tell him, because I've talked to some people.
In your club.
And I know how we got started and who started, who the founders are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and some people don't know that, though.
Yeah. And that is important. To me, that's the difference between a motorcycle rider and an MC.
I got you.
The MC knows the history.
I got you.
You know what I mean? And I felt good being able to say that. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm turned around like I'm at the light. He's making a right. I jump off. I hand him a card. Like, hey, bro.
Right.
Give me a call.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't know you, but give me a call, because you say you was around back in the early 60s and all that stuff. Maybe you got something I can learn.
Right.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you were damn near 60 and you new to the set. That's why you ain't heard of us.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
Very true.
However, can I make a comrade? You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, just, again, being a student, man. You know, I don't care what your title is.
Right.
Stay learning.
Right.
I don't care what your position in life is. Stay learning. That's how you grow.
And that's the thing. Like, even with me, I know a lot, but to me, I still sometimes find something else out every now and then. And maybe because I'm always digging and looking for shit. I don't
Right.
know. But that's just the way I've always kind of been. You know what I mean? And then my stepfather, you know, before he passed, he was on the scene. My mom, she rode in the club. You know what I mean? So it was kind of intertwined in us, you know what I mean, to even know even more. And like I said, my thing was just to know those around us, especially as best I could.
Absolutely.
You know, there are some clubs that don't know themselves and don't know where they come from and don't know how they started. You know what I mean? There are some clubs in California that I know myself I had a hand in, and their clubs still don't know it today.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Do I give a damn? Not really, but I'm just saying it's better for you guys to know. You know what I mean? You guys need to know this shit, not me per se. Because I already know.
It's funny because you say that as we was coming up the stairs, you had mentioned that, you know. And I was talking to, is it KD? I believe it is from Great Kings and Queens of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me about some members that was in my club. See, when you talk to people and you humble enough to listen, oh man, you know Eddie? No, you ever heard of him? Yeah, man, he was Full Throttle way back when. He went to jail for Full Throttle, you know. I'm like, okay, you're telling me this. I'm going to go to some other people and get a confirmation. You know what I mean? But just because no one can give you everything, and if they did, you won't pay attention to everything.
Right.
So you got to get it in bits and pieces.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you get it, you got to retain it, because my members, when we talk, I'm like, oh yeah, man, you know, do you know we did this? And you know, people tell you, oh, Chosen Few got started like this, and they way off the mark. And if you don't know,
way off.
you don't know, you like, oh, then you gonna go back and look stupid.
Look, I can't tell you how many times I done heard somebody come tell me, man, I done heard Chosen Few, and whoop-de-wham, and I just be like, oh, okay, no, but okay.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
You know, there's people who sit there and say they came from us, and I know it's not the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? I won't really bust their bubble all the time. Some I will, some I won't.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if that's what you guys want to think, that's cool.
Right.
I know how the story really went.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, vice versa. Or, you know, some people come tell me, oh, my mama was with the Chosen Few. If you don't cut it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where I think your mama stood a place in.
You
know what I mean? Because
goods.
yeah, because they want to tell me the time frame.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of these OG clubs, you know what I mean? Women wore the patch. With us, Hell's Angels, you know what I mean? Shit like that. So I get it.
Right.
But when they tell me the time frame of when your mama was hanging around, if you don't be quiet.
Yeah. Stop
No, wearing a patch? No, that's what she wasn't doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stop talking.
You know, so that's why I say people need to, you know really where they come from, how their club started, things like that. Because like I said, there's some clubs here I know that if I didn't, my club has had a personal hand in. And I'm not saying you got to kiss ass, but sometimes you got to pay homage to them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because they will hold it against you. You may not know it.
Yeah.
But in their mind, they're sitting in the back like, oh, nigga, we helped the motherfuckers come out. And they can't even say what's up.
Right.
They can't even say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Can't shake a hand. You know what I mean? And that's where the
switched up.
resentment comes. To where they be like, man, fuck them niggas. And then now you like, well, damn, why they don't like us? We come from them. Nigga, you don't say shit to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't say, hey, you don't say, you don't bat an eyelash at these niggas. So, which I don't want you to bat an eyelash, but you understand what I'm saying.
Don't get funny on me.
Yeah, please don't get funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's, you know, the concept, you know? And again, maybe that's with that tough guy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe the member that's in the club that you came from or whatever, or that you're supposed to support, maybe they playing too tough, and when they was a prospect, they was cool as a fan. Or you in your club, you think that now you got your patch, you just too big to say something to somebody. You know what I mean? Now you want to push this, oh, I'm a color wearer or I'm a biker mentality on the civilians or anybody who you just don't know. And that's why I sit and said, like prior, like even the presidents, yeah, you got the member, but sometimes you got to teach them a hierarchy of the set or the environment they in and who they need to watch out for. Because they won't know. They'll sit and push the issue on a little motherfucker, and first thing they do is run to their club. And now your whole little organization has a problem with these bigger entity because your bigger member in statute wants to try to punk this little dude because he just don't know the game.
Right. Right.
The little dude knows the game. The big
Right.
dude don't. He just figure, fuck it, I'm a biker. You a little motherfucker, get out of my way.
Right.
The little motherfucker like, hold on, you know what? Hold on, I'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a conversation that's gonna be had. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know it's funny because these little kids on these no, let me scratch it. They're not kids. They're adults on these miniature motorcycles.
Oh yeah,
And then the ones on the dirt bikes and things like that, right? A few times I've been driving down the street, right? And you know when some come blowing by, even though they doing maybe 65,
They flying.
and it's out of the blue, and you're like, the fuck?
Right.
I had to adjust my mindset because I found myself catching up to people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, hey, bro, let's have a conversation. Don't do that shit no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then it's like, you know what? You expecting people to know stuff because you learn stuff.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And I had to just kind of humble myself. And then I see them somewhere and I'll be like, hey, man, you know when you see somebody, I said, like, my club, we don't trip like that. But there's clubs that you'll do that. And you think because you're on a little miniature, whatever it is,
That means something.
that it means something. But I know you're trying to impress these guys like, yeah, man, you know.
We can go, yeah.
But they're more serious about this than you are.
Right.
You know, I don't remember who that was telling me about a guy flew past a particular Latino club on one of them little miniature things, and they blew
Walked
past
his
him,
ass down.
and he didn't really trip, and then blew past him again.
They
put
walked
on
him
the bike
down.
and beat his ass.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you out here thinking, you know, I'm doing what I do, I'm having fun, but these people are dead ass serious about this.
Yes.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
culture is real.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like when they don't know any better, like with me, I'm really not one to really push the issue. I can name a few times, like on the mini bike thing. So I'm gonna be honest, I want a mini bike. I want one of them little motherfuckers to do like 6. I ain't gonna lie.
With
coming
the Willie bar on the back.
Nigga, I'm coming through with the helmet. No, ring. Let me slide past you doing 63 miles an hour.
Right.
But
moving.
But I get it because I've slid through Compton and whatnot, and they done pulled up next to me. Hey, want to slide on the mini bikes, popping wheelies. I just back up off them.
Right.
Go ahead, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do your thing because
Too
one, I know
many
you can't go
potholes
as
to
fast
count.
as me. Yeah. 2, I know you don't really understand this game.
Right.
You guys just having y'all fun. Let me let you do your shit.
Yeah.
But they do need to be careful because there are some that just don't play that shit and don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they will run you down. They will run you off that motherfucking bike. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes even worse.
Yeah.
You know? I've had times where we've been going out of town. You probably was with us on one where we were going to, it might have been Fresno or coming back from Fresno. Anyways, we caught this dude on a sport bike not knowing no better. And he, shot through the pack and whatever.
Oh, wow.
So some of the brothers, kind of got behind him. I looked a little further and I seen this big ass gap. So I just nailed it. Went around him. He's trying to white line. So as soon as I get in front of him, of course, I wall him off and make him slow down. And I'm telling him, get over. And he looks at me. At first he's like, nah. He looked back, seen everybody else. He's like, what the fuck? I looked at him. I said, get over.
Yeah.
So we get over. Some of the brothers try to jump on him like right now. I had to back them up. No, leave him alone. So I tell him, I said, bro, you're lucky. It's us stopping you.
Yeah.
And I'm in the pack. I said, because you see how they wanted to get off and stomp your ass out.
Yeah.
I said, don't you never do that shit again a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't care about no tough guy, none of that. I get you, got your bike and whatnot. But you don't understand this part of it. You think you just ride and see a pack and think it's cool to blast past them. You see, you look up, you had 15 of us on your fucking head.
Yeah.
Clearly you couldn't run. You tried.
Right.
You tried. And we made you still get the fuck off the freeway. And you on a fucking sport bike. We all on fucking hogs. Stop it. So he was like, oh, I'm sorry, and whoop. Stop it. So that's, people just got to understand that part of the game.
Yeah, I mean.
Rigo said it right. It was coming back from Fresno. Yeah. And then we got on it another time, stomping so hard, we look up the motherfucking bird. They got the fucking, we pull over, hit a fucking liquor store. We We was like, we see that motherfucker go, "Whoa." Yeah, we gonna wait till he leave.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why I say it's the little motherfucker scared the shit out of me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing 40, 45 maybe. I mean, he blew by so close. I could have saw the sweat on his neck, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know how you ride and it blow by you lift your leg up like, damn, they finna hit me.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, it just pissed me off. Like, bro, you trying to show me that you can do little tricks and willy but shit, I'm thinking I need to shoot your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because you spooked me that much.
Yeah.
And when I saw, like, he was about 14 years old, man.
Oh, well, you know,
Yeah.
he don't know no better.
He don't know none.
He
You
don't
know
know better.
And so he was apologetic. He's like, yeah, man, when I get older, I'm gonna join the bike club. I said, man, well, you should start learning the rules right now. You should start talking to people right now. Because when you get older, this right here behavior, somebody gonna kill you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, and it's crazy. We not only have to be respectful to other riders, man, but then there's people in cars that hate motorcyclists.
They don't care.
Fuck yeah.
They hate.
And that's
This one guy told me, he said, you know what I hate about motorcyclists? I said, what? You motherfuckers get to go up the middle of the line.
Of course. That's the golden rule.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just that mentality. So you're one of the guys that purposely gets real close to the white line so it can't get by. He's like, yeah, sometimes I do. And I said, man, listen, it's going to be expensive. That lesson's going to be expensive, I promise you.
Knock that motherfucking
Because
mirror off that
somebody-
bitch.
Or
You're gonna be
it's either gonna be
surprised.
expensive, or it's gonna be learned the hard way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you got to think. You know, as many people have shot inside cars and things like that
Yeah.
because of a car being aggressive with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna just back up off you.
Yeah.
Some are gonna be like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And give you a couple right through your
If you
windshield.
can. Yep.
Yeah, so you got to be careful when it comes to that type of shit, especially if you're the one in the car. Yeah, let me get on Binks' thing. That's long as hell, Binks.
Surprised
God
nobody
damn.
called in yet. What's
I
happening?
was going to say that.
Yeah, Binks, you could have called. That's a long ass. I can't read all that. I can't even read. No, I'm playing.
I'm
Says
not even finna try.
I'm talking about reputation and how you carry yourself says a lot on the set. Even the smallest comments and reactions can be brought to light or seen a certain way. People must be mindful and respectful because you never know who is who and what the fuck they do. I think the podcast makes a huge difference to those who don't have a good, solid, experienced mentor or guidance can still get this much needed knowledge. Even those not associated or looking to join know there's a lot that goes on. A lot that goes into being a part of an MC. The wrong moves or words can really put a person into trouble or danger. This is serious business. Yeah. Patch or no patch.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's and you know, it's. I see a lot of older people like this Asian guy. He had a big ass Suzuki, looked like a damn Tonka toy motorcycle, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about trading it in and get me the BMW bike. You know, I said you'll love it. I said just be careful, you'll fall asleep. He was like, really? I said they're that comfortable. I've done it. You know,
And
and he's
quiet.
like, I never knew that people can actually fall asleep. I said, yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you
do it all the
tired,
time.
nigga. Yeah,
You know,
tired, nigga.
what you think? Because it's 2 wheels and not 4.
Yeah,
you know.
because a bike will stand up on its own.
Yeah,
keep
absolutely.
Going. Yeah, a straight line.
You know,
got me fucked up.
and he's like, you know, what is it like being in a biker gang? I said, we're not a gang. I said, we're actually a 501c3. We're a business. He was like, really? I'm like, yeah. You know, he says, oh, I didn't know that. He said, so a lot of the guys I see with Vessel, I said, they're not biker gangs.
Not all of them.
You know, I said some people do certain things and some people just like family structure, you know. I said, that's my era, you know. He said, so? I said, yeah, we're a family club. Family first. He was like, I never knew that. I just thought you guys were a gang.
TV.
Exactly.
You
TV.
tell them change the channel.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people won't even take the time just to have a conversation with this person who's a motorcyclist. You know what I mean? And I think, like I said, I'm always a student. I like to learn. I may give input, but I'm learning more than I'm talking.
Fucking Kendrick.
What Pimpin' Ken say?
So I fell asleep on the way to Arizona.
He said what?
Don't tell nobody you was with me that day. Don't tell nobody.
That nigga said he almost ran into a tumbleweed. No.
Man.
Yeah, that nigga said he was like,
Man.
wait a minute. That nigga said, wait a minute.
Oh,
Yeah, had that bitch
man.
on cruise control.
Man. But I think Rico hit it on the head. Just even having shows like this, you know, that where you can talk about things. You know?
Right.
A lot of people got questions, but they're not gonna call in.
Yeah, they're not gonna call, and they're not, and some of them just don't say nothing, or
Right.
they don't want to ask. But that's why I always say that sometimes there's no stupid question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we, kind of did this shit to kind of bridge the gap between. We get the hood shit, we
Right,
get that's
right.
fun, but this is the bridge the hood with the real politics and the biking
Right.
aspect. That's why I said in time, I'm gonna have some of my boys from the other side come in here and whatnot,
Right.
and kind of give they spin on stuff
Right.
and whatnot. Just like how you said the one time how a lot of the black and white whatnot, the Mongols
Right.
pulled up at a party somewhere and
Right.
half the set was spooked. Well, shit, they like to listen to hip hop too.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to listen to, some music and and get out with the you know what I'm saying? They're younger. They human. We all believe. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they went to school with niggas too. And
Right.
I don't want to put it in that type of light, but that's the concept.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they want to get out and do different shit too. So you can't always be like, oh, well, fuck. You know what I mean? Same with the Vagos. Same with them. You can't always be like, oh, fuck.
They can't be spooked.
You know what I mean? These
have a
motherfuckers listen to
conversa-
hip
And I've had the pleasure of having conversations.
Right.
And again, they're just like any other MC.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
the
not no,
structure is
they-
different.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
going,
yeah. Their
Yeah.
structure is different
Okay, yeah.
than the average.
Yeah.
But as far as just conversing, no, don't walk up to everybody.
No,
like a Johnny Rancher,
and not everyone's like
you know?
that, but some of them. But you
yeah.
gotta see, majority of them,
Yeah.
we all the same. They got jobs, they got
Yeah.
careers, they got kids, they got
Yeah.
wives, they have cars, they got
Right.
all that. They outside of this, they taking their kids swimming and eating pizza and
Yeah.
soccer games. And,
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? My daughter specifically went to school with a couple of Mongols kids and whatnot,
Right.
and spent the night at their house and played back it's life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Life continues.
you can't always separate the two. And at the same time, you can't separate the rules. If we all wearing these motherfucking patches and whatnot, understand you're going to be scrutinized under the same rules and
Right,
eyes
right.
and ideas and whatever. You may not get scrutinized at LA Riders or the DTs or whatnot, but when you get your ass on that freeway and you're at that gas station, understand it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If y'all in the same motherfucking vicinity, everybody's under the same motherfucking scrutiny.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
And I think that's why it's important to know as much as possible and not be the tough guy, because most tough guys are tough. Let's just say on the black set. They're not. When you get out there, you're not as tough unless the numbers is around you.
Gangland fucked them up.
Yeah.
Gangland, National Geographics.
Yeah.
YouTube got you niggas spooked.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean. And so it's like that's why I say it's to me it's better to stay in a humble position and be a straight monster when
Yeah.
you need to,
Yeah.
than to be or to act like a monster. Then somebody call you bluff, and now the lights get turned on, and you're just a teddy bear.
Or just respect the game.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That
That's
right
it.
there is save your life
Yeah.
across the board.
That's
Just
it.
respect the game. If your club is not on that level of the game, don't go blowing past nobody. Don't go starting no shit. Because you're going to get your motherfucking ass handed to you in the end. Just like I say with this tough guy shit, with your one or two members that you just turned. As soon as you turn, you get the patch, you're a tough nigga, knock a nigga out. That's cool.
Yeah.
But now your club has to deal with the repercussions of that for the long run.
Yep.
Especially if you're dealing with an entity of that size.
Yeah.
They may never let it die
Yeah.
until they erase all of you.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know? So that's why I sit and say, like, chill that part out. And on our sense and our shit, we supposed to be chilling anyway. That's why I said I'm going to try to find that picture.
Right.
Ours wasn't built like that. It's supposed to be like this fraternal order where we all getting along and chilling and partying. And the competition was how many niggas you can get on a bike
Right.
and show up to the party.
Right.
Not about let's see who the Billy baddest nigga is.
Yeah.
You know, if that's the case, then go to Fresno when they do the bench pressing thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get your push-ups on, nigga.
Yeah,
Show me how tough you are when you get up there, get up into that weight. Yelling for the spotter. Spotter.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure that terminology, nigga, that circle and square.
Yeah.
Same terminology, bro. It's like you out here, you the big bad tough motherfucker. You around away from here, you go home. It's like, hi dear, how are you?
Wife
Oh, it
telling
was a
you what you do.
great day today.
But that, you
It's
know.
an awesome time.
Yeah. No,
So-
I've actually seen somebody on the set do that. I've seen them be the tough guy.
Yeah.
And then certain guys came around.
Yeah.
They was like the Cookie Monster. They just wanted something sweet, you know. And it's just crazy. That be yourself. You can't hit it no better. Be yourself, you know. Don't be something you're not. Don't let the numbers or the colors or the design or your patch make you think you're bigger than the program.
That's it.
Nobody's bigger than the program, man.
That's it. He said, Kendrick Dunn said, I told Dr. Phil, I'm out here trying to look at women and have fun, not mean, mug, and fight.
I ain't mad at you, big
Man.
dog.
Yeah.
Not
To be
at
honest, that's
all.
what they should all
Yeah.
should be doing, because there's a lot of them can't fight. So you need to just be looking at the women and taking your ass home.
Yeah, they rather play tough than try to mac.
Yeah,
They get the
you-
stutter, can't even talk to the
It's
woman.
because you can't, Mac.
Yeah, can't even talk to the
Yeah, you
woman.
can't. So they figured, let me play tough.
Yeah, that's gonna get her attention. Everyone wants somebody that's gonna protect her.
But what if you but what if you get knocked out? Who the fuck you gonna protect? And she over here putting ice packs on your forehead.
Man, no, she was the nigga that knocked you out.
Put a fan in
You
your
waking
ass
up
on
just
the
to see them
ground.
walk out the
Yeah.
door.
Walk off.
Just up.
Watching the apple bottom walk
That
away.
motherfucker on the
Man.
ground, girl. Look at him. He over there snoring like a motherfucker.
I thought he was tough. He didn't even really hit him.
And then your boy's lying for you. I think that nigga sucker punched you.
Yeah, yeah.
That nigga sucker punched you.
He had something in his hand. What did he hit me with?
Right? He's like, that nigga hit me with something. What he hit me with? These two knuckles?
Man.
These two knuckles right here?
Yeah, most definitely, man. The
A
phone
hard
lines is
left.
open, man. If y'all want to call in with any comments,
What he hit you with, a hard left?
man.
But I didn't see the right one. I seen the left one. Where the right one come from?
Remember when that nigga was ran to that tree? Bam, in that video. Man, what the nigga hit me with? He said,
Man.
what? You ran into the tree.
Man.
Like old Bug said, what you get hit with? You got to hit with a whole lot of lumps. He hit me with a whole lot of lumps.
Yeah, so
Man, y'all don't want to call our phone line? Y'all don't have no
nah, they don't
comments?
they don't want you to roast nobody.
Man, I'm the humble guy, man.
They don't want you to roast nobody. But yeah, humble your pit bulls and your chihuahuas though.
Man. Hey, you know what's crazy, man?
Mm-hmm.
You see a pit bull, it's scary as fuck when he go to But you know what's terrifying? Them goddamn chihuahuas, them motherfuckers won't stop.
They'll bite your ass to your mouth.
They won't. They like a snake.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Niggas run up, bite you, and run. You try to grab that bitch, and then when you back up, he come right back, and you take off again. My grandma used to have a chihuahua named Spike. Man, that little motherfucker. Promise you, Spike thought he was the baddest thing moving.
Man,
Promise you, to that
6
shovel.
inches from the ground.
Yeah, till that shovel hit him in the head. Bing, and almost knocked that nigga silly. That nigga was delirious. From then on.
Shit.
Nigga.
Man,
That motherfucker's running through the backyard. We had the shovel against the motherfucking fence. He shot past and hit that shovel. Some of that shovel came down, hit him right here. Bam, that nigga all over the yard. Yeah, you dumbass.
man.
Call your pit bull off, man. Man, that nigga, he a pussy, man. He ain't gonna do nothing to you. Well, look, he ain't looking like he a pussy to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Boy, I
That's
tell you.
That's how it be. Like, what's that video? Remember how them dogs is barking between that glass?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
As soon as they
yeah.
open up,
Go
the
by
niggas walk
niggas.
off.
Yeah, they walk out. As soon as they close, they go right back at it.
Go back.
Yeah, hey, man. It's crazy, man. Cell soldiers for real.
That's how some of these niggas be. They get out there with the and as soon as you get between them,
My bad.
y'all cool now.
I know you, dog. How you doing? How's your mama, man? She alright. Your sister got them big old titties?
Here we go.
Close the gate. Fuck you, nigga.
Yeah, but soon as because it's someone between you.
Yeah.
As soon as that's all that's done, the liquor's out of you. That's your best friend again.
That's my homie.
It's your best fucking friend.
That's my homie.
Fuck your homie.
Best ones is when they don't when they fake like they don't remember. I
Right.
did what? Man, I was fucked up last night. I didn't. Girl, come on,
He
man.
said,
You
I'm one of the
remember.
chihuahuas.
That's what I'm telling you. The niggas who bite, they run away. So you going to reach one of them motherfuckers.
Man.
And they come right on back when you turn your back and bite your ass
Fucking
again.
ankle
man.
biters.
Little
Ankle
motherfucker.
biters, man.
Ankle
Nigga.
fucking biters.
Man.
Tear your ass up.
That's when you kick one of them little motherfuckers. Brr! Right over the motherfucking fence. Get your little ass away from me.
You know.
Oh,
Shit.
shit.
Man.
All right, then, y'all. I guess that's it, huh?
Man, I don't want to talk to
Yeah,
you.
they don't want to talk. We're going to have another comment next time. Next time, we're going to make somebody call. Actually, we're going to call y'all.
Man.
I got 4 people's number that's on there
You
watching
know what
right
I'm
now.
I'm going to start calling out. And y'all better answer the phone.
Start calling like Big Boy pranking them.
That motherfucker it said, gotta catch us to kick us. You right. Because y'all niggas fast as hell.
Hey, they be moving
Moving
fast
like a
on
motherfucker.
steroids.
Look, I remember my homeboy tried to kick a dog, a little chihuahua. I think it was a chihuahua, one time. That motherfucker came, fucked with him. He said, nigga, get away from me. And it was raining outside. When I say we did one of them, swoop up,
Damn.
bam, what that
Damn.
motherfucker Cole say? She went up and came down hard on me.
And that little chihuahua was still at him.
Nigga,
See what I'm saying?
still at him. I said, yeah. That's what you get for fucking with Cujo.
Hey, them little dogs, man. I just ignore them.
Nigga.
I just ignore them and keep walking.
I call them little niggas
Because
Cujo.
if you kick one, please don't let the camera see you.
Oh, bruh. It's a
Look.
wrap.
It's
You
a
going
wrap.
to jail.
Man, them motherfuckers got more rights than humans.
Yeah,
You
they
going
do.
to jail.
Yeah, they do.
Man. Y'all see what y'all got us doing? We talking about dogs now.
Now you talking about dogs in this motherfucker. LOTC cheeks. It's just a lack of respect. It is. You know what I mean? It is. But that's what we trying to avoid, because some get the respect back by getting put to sleep.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You know what I mean? And that's the part we trying to avoid. Like, just get a respect up front before you get slapped on.
Yeah, and you know what? People like that makes a sergeant of arms, vice president, president job harder.
It is. Yeah, all the
Because
time.
you're putting out too many fires.
All the
You know what
time.
I'm saying? And then I can say it's their fault because this behavior didn't just occur. The minute he or she got their patch, it changed. And the very first time you seen it, you didn't correct it, which means in their head it was okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they continued it.
Right.
And then when the problem actually got a little bit bigger than you cared for, then you have to address it, or you don't address it.
Right.
Or we're going to make them tone it down. You know what I mean?
By that time, it's be too late sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah,
got
now,
to
I
check it
think
right from the start.
Exactly. Nip it in the bud. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, like you said, you see the women over there? Go holler at one of them, bro.
Right, do something.
You know, all these guns out here, you want to play tough?
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You don't even carry one. You don't even carry a pocket knife. I'm good with these hands. Well, it's 2023.
And that's the thing. Like, all this good with your hands, we don't know that.
No.
And a lot of times you
We
just
don't know.
talking.
Who did you fight for? You was in MMA? Where at?
Again, if you go on YouTube, you look up the quickest knockouts. I promise over half them niggas have been some type of training
Man.
and got put to fucking sleep.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
all I'm getting at. Even myself, I took a little training when I was younger back in the day.
Right.
Does it mean I put anything past anybody? Fuck no.
No.
Never underestimate
Not at
your
all.
opponent.
Like I said, I'm gonna find it. YouTube, I'm gonna post it up in Bikes in the Hood in our group.
Okay, yeah, do that.
Quickest knockouts. Bam.
Yeah.
All you tough niggas. All you just got your patch niggas. Bam.
This nigga. Well, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, time to go have a drink.
Rico didn't call us tonight, huh?
Time to go have
He
a
usually call in.
Crenshaw tried to call me, but you called me on my fucking phone. You are a dummy. No, I'm playing. Don't find me, Crenshaw. I was just playing with you.
Where we going? Get a drink from.
Huh?
Where we going?
You want to stop at the Free real quick?
That's fine with me.
Have a drink and get on.
I'm going. Shit, hey, don't even look over here. I'm going.
Hey, wait. I look at that nigga. That nigga like, nigga, I'm going.
That was a purpose when it said we're riding.
Okay.
What's up, doggy?
There's somewhere to go after. Y'all have a good night.